I want to give you my money, but I want
I'm
you to make it easy.
I'm willing to give it to you, but I'm going to hold on to it for as long as I can.
Right, exactly.
And you better show up before I spend it somewhere else. And welcome back to another episode of the Red and Black Project. Crystal and John.
Hey.
What's up?
I'm a little under the weather.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that in a second. But I'm here. So.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Let's bring the mic a little closer because you're a little far away there. This episode is brought to you by
Katie with Monarch Pine. If you are looking for jewelry findings or blanks, check out her website, monarchpine.com, and make sure to use code RileyBlack for 10% off. Patrons obviously get a higher discount. So.
Obviously. That's why they're patrons.
Right.
And if you are a patron and you're not part of the TRBP Hangout Facebook group, be sure to join that. That's our private Facebook group just for patrons. But if you're Gen Pop, don't worry. We got a Facebook group for you too. The Riley Black Project Community Facebook group. That's all the logistics, I think. Stay tuned. There's another Facebook group coming, apparently, that this one's forcing me to start. But we'll get into that
because who doesn't need another Facebook group?
Because that all has to do with today's episode.
Yes.
No guest. It's
You're
just the
stuck
two
with
of
us.
us.
Just the
Your
two of
favorite
us.
two podcast hosts. So, what did we do last weekend, 2 weeks ago, depending on when you're listening to this?
Well, so this is probably why I'm sick, which I was fully aware that this was going to be a possibility. But I just want to get it out of the way. If you guys have been watching from the beginning, from like episode 1, right? You know how often I would get sick. I'd be sick for like 3-4 weeks.
Yep.
I'd be better for a couple weeks. And then I just get sick again. So let's celebrate the fact that I haven't been like sick since APA last February.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's been a couple like threatening things, but they didn't like turn into anything.
Right.
And this I'm still like, I actually don't feel terrible, but the worst part is I'm dizzy.
Yeah.
So
if crystals are out of alignment.
My crystals are out of alignment.
That's a true thing.
It really is. This BPPV, I think it's what it's called. I've had that before, and it's literally where your crystals are out of alignment. And it's what it kind of feels like.
Something to do with like your inner ear or something.
Yeah, and this feels similar because so we went to bed last night, and I laid down and I was like dizzy, and it wasn't the same dizziness as the BPPV, I think it's called, because that I could literally feel like my eyes moving, and that wasn't this last night.
Right.
But you were talking to me, and I was like holding my head, and you're like, "Are you good?" And I was like, "I'm dizzy," and I was like, "Oh," and we both joked, "Oh, crystal's out of alignment," and then I got up to pee in the middle of the night last night, which
TMI.
as I always do. If you're a female with kids, you probably are in my same position, and I felt kind of like drunk. I was kind of stumbling all over, and I was like, I'm not exactly like level-footed in the middle of the night because you're like half sleep.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay.
Something a little extra off.
Yeah, and then I woke up this morning, and we were, getting the kids ready for school, and I was like, okay, yeah, like walking a straight line was difficult, and I was like, okay, so. Yeah, my ears are a little clogged, so I think that's why. But I knew it was a possibility. I do better now. Before events, I try to like load up on emergency and Zicam and make sure I take vitamins every single day now. I have for probably almost 2 years. I've done pretty good at consistency with that. Which I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for that because I was really terrible at taking medication.
Right.
I hated taking medication, and when I was on something, I never remembered to take things consistently. And then, I like a good old lady, I got myself a nice pill case. But of course I got a modern looking one that's black, shocker. And that honestly really helped because I didn't have to go open 5-6 bottles of whatever, mostly vitamins and a couple prescriptions. But so I fill it once a week, and then I already have them ready to go. Now, of course, I forget here and there, especially when we travel or whatever. I'll if my routine's broken, I'll kind of forget some days. But anyway, I think that's been huge in not getting sick as much. Regularly taking that stuff. We're taking better care of ourselves.
We're trying.
So yeah. So we were at the
trip
vent.
Definitely fell off the rails.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say off the rails.
Really.
But,
so, I mean, we definitely cheated a little bit more than we probably would at home, but I feel like that's normal, right? Because
it's a lot more eating out.
It's work, but it's vacation, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I knew there's so much going around. I was fully aware that hanging out with 60 other people,
right,
that it was a possibility,
yeah,
right? I used to think, I don't go outside. I can't get that sick. Right. That didn't help me. That probably actually made it worse.
That's what I was saying, because your immune system isn't around.
We didn't really leave the house yet. I was still getting sick all the time.
Right.
So I'm like, it's either those little germ pots bringing it home or me getting it from the 2 seconds I was outside. Anyway, so just bear with me. I'm comfortable that I'm on here with zero makeup. I don't wear a lot, but I don't ever typically wear none.
Right.
Especially with no lashes. So
secret
here
time.
I am.
Secret time when the glasses are on, then you know.
Oh, Yeah, when these clear glasses are on, not my Meta. Yeah. No, I didn't even care. I was like, should I? Because the Meta glasses hide a little bit more of my face because of the black.
Yeah, they're thicker.
I thought about that, but I'd have to put in my contacts.
Right, because they're not prescription.
I don't like wearing contacts when I'm sick.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, enough about me being sick. It was worth it. Honestly.
Yes.
So this last weekend,
amazing time.
We were invited by Heather Bennett with Paisley Grace Makery in Amelia Island, Florida.
Look at you getting all the names right.
Look at me. She invited us to be part of her yearly maker meetup. And this meetup is not open to everybody. It's only open to her members, her current members of her coaching program. And so she coaches other DIY studios on, how to expand their business and just miscellaneous things to help them run their DIY studio. So I taught laser scraps. I think we called it from trash to profit or something like that. Trash to cash. I knew it was much catchier than trash to profit.
You're stealing Myron Golden's book, From Trash Man to Cash Man.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry, don't come after me with trademark. It was just ChatGPT told me to call it that.
Probably where I got it from.
Right. But yeah, I showed people how to utilize their scraps, because most of those sheets, when you have the scraps, they're already paid for. And so I gave a million different ways.
Well, they should be. You should work that into your price.
This is true. I gave them a million different ways that they can utilize it, down to actually what to cut. And then I also told them, how and when to cut it, cutting at the same time as they're running another job, making a day of it, or selling them to their homie makers, for earring makers or whatever who actually
like
want
a stack
scraps,
of scraps.
Okay, you don't have the time or the energy to deal with it, sell it to someone else who does.
Right. You did that with a bunch of wood because were like hoarding.
I was hoarding wood. It for like the day that I was going to get around to it, and I never did. And I didn't work with wood anymore, so I had all these stacks of wood, and I'm like, I don't want it to smell like a campfire in here.
I remember we must have moved that wood like 3 or 4 times.
At least.
Different piles as we rearranged
awkward,
everything.
You'd get poked with a random sharp piece. Anyway, pause, as my 8-year-old says now. And finally I sold it. I think I sold it to Amanda Levitt. If I remember correctly, I sold it to her or someone she was working with or someone she knew, but she was the middleman. And I think I sold it a huge stack for $100, $70, but it was it was so worth.
Stacks that was on the table.
It was huge. It was several feet tall. Yeah. But it was worth it because I got the space back. We didn't move it around a million times more.
Right.
And I was never going to get to it.
Right.
I waited years before I sold it, and I was clearly never going to do it, so I sold it to someone who would.
You kind of like made the switch like completely over to acrylic from wood.
So I didn't want to cut it anymore because I didn't want it the stinkiness and the having to mask it or sand it. Or I was like, no, just not going to do it. But I didn't want to throw it away because to every craft hoarder, that's money. Hey guys, how great would it feel if this was the year you finally got to escape the 9-to-5 and embrace a lifestyle of creativity and entrepreneurship?
Every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Eon Laser USA invites you to join the Above and Beyond webinar, where you'll learn how you can make this a reality.
Join leading laser industry professional and brand ambassador Emily, aka That Mom with a Laser, and Eon Laser USA's sales manager Alicia as they dive into all things Eon.
Learn about the advantages of owning an Eon Laser and get the scoop on Eon's rewards and partner benefits. Plus, get a glimpse at how everyday people who started out with zero experience paid off their lasers, scaled their businesses, and transformed their lifestyles.
So if you're ready for a lifestyle change, head on over to eonlaser.us/whyus and sign up for the Above and Beyond webinar today.
Thanks for listening. Laser on.
Bye.
Are you tired of endlessly joining jump rings?
There's gotta be an easier way.
Are your wrists aching after numerous orders? Introducing Keychain Thingies, the time-saving solution for anyone making keychains.
It's so fast and easy.
These revolutionary plastic thingies make large or multiple orders a snap. So easy, even a child can do it.
That was so easy.
So what are you waiting for? Go to keychainthingies.com and order now. Keychain Thingies will change your life. However, they should not be used to cure any medical ailments, repair broken relationships, or help lose weight. Do not use Keychain Thingies unless you want to save time and aggravation.
So, so I taught that. And then when I was talking to Heather, I was like, hey, so if you happen to need another teacher, I know someone.
Yeah, she bamboozled me into teaching. She, what is it called when a wife offers her husband?
Voluntold.
Yeah, I was voluntold to.
You loved it though.
I did. I really did. And for me, it's simple.
Yeah.
It's simple to talk about. I could talk about it forever.
All
I mean,
day,
I
right.
do it, one-on-one with a few of our friends that call us, say, hey, I need help with this, or what do you think of that?
Right.
So it was really what was the hardest part was to structure it. So I decided to go with like a workshop type, question and answer more so than a structured lesson. Like, listen, Heather knocked it out of the park with her opening, her closing.
Yeah.
Emily, I mean, she's that mom with a laser. Right. So she, her speech talk, what it was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not that.
Right.
Stephanie killed it with the
he
the
did
slides.
make me nervous though, because again, I offered him up as a teacher, and it was like a
your
couple days
mistake.
before.
You made this.
It was a couple days before, and I was like, "So, do you have like your class
It's all
plan
up here.
together?" And that's what he said. I was like, "Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you at least make some notes of points that you want to cover?" He's like, "I'm just gonna go by audience interaction."
Yeah.
And we've all been there. Me personally, with audience interaction, where you ask it is the worst feeling. When you turn to a class, especially in person, it's one thing if it's online.
Virtual.
In person, and you're like, so what questions do you have on, we'll say, using Silhouette Studios?
Nothing.
What's the most frustrating, piece of using it?
Crickets.
And they just look at you. They just look around, see if no one else is asking. No, they all get nervous and they're like put on the spot. And so I've been there, and so I know that you have to have like a backup plan, kind of, and not that you didn't, right? You had one.
Yeah, I could have talked
in your
about.
head,
I could have talked. There were certain key things that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
And really hammer home. But I mean, honestly, if there was no engagement, I would have had probably a solid 5 minutes. Probably between and everything else would have been it would have been a room of silence because no one's asking questions, right? And I would have been up there with no actual plan, so I would have had a solid 5 minutes and that's my time. Enjoy your lunch.
Right. Well, so I was I think did I follow Heather?
Yes,
I think so. Yeah. So I was kind of the first
Oh yeah, and
class.
on top of not only it being my first one, I got the one right after lunch.
Yeah.
which is always the best one because people are like, you have
They're
just eaten, they want to take a nap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
So it was cool though because she went around and like kind of asked everybody like what they want to work on this year and what they want to get from this conference, not conference, like maker meetup or whatever. And they weren't really allowed to say ditto, even though they did say ditto, but they had to add something else, right? Or, you know, whatever. So like at least 10 people said content creation or social
something
media
or something
related
to content creation.
And we were like, oh, okay. And then I looked at him and I go, no pressure.
Right.
Because it was like, it was great that people were clearly interested in the topic, but then now's the pressure of, am I going to bring what they need and want out of this talk?
Right.
So yeah, you did really good. I think you did about like 10 to 15 minutes, I'd say,
I was,
I
was keeping
like instruction-ish with some maybe a question here and there.
Yeah, so that opening where she was asking people what they wanted to do, and they weren't like just content creation. Like they elaborated on what their pain points were. So like after that, during yours, I was like literally in the back after I grabbed some video of you teaching stuff.
He was also hired to do her recap video.
I was doing after I got that video for the piece, I sat in the back and just like jotted down notes as to like the key points that they asked.
Smart.
So to be sure, like to touch on that. So thank you, Heather, for asking your group what they were there for, and luckily they had a lot of content creation stuff. So I opened it up. You know, we talked about like the scariness of posting. The real big moment, and I think the shift in the room was when I basically gave them permission to not have to post every day, but just post 2 or 3 times a week. I think that was there was a lot of people like, now that there was one lady who was like, now that I can do, you know, so I think that changed the
you know,
room a little bit.
Heather in her coaching, she does encourage them to post every single day,
because that is,
and it is a goal you want to work towards, right? But like that doesn't mean that you have to get there immediately.
Right. Or if you fall off a week or two, especially like during the holidays where it's a huge rush for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up because you weren't able to post every day. Because 2 to 3 times a week is a good benchmark to stay consistent and stay in front of your customers. But
it shows that you're still in business.
Right. It keeps
you're
you
still doing stuff.
Right. It keeps you relevant, keeps you consistent, but you don't have to be like, oh, I didn't post today. There goes the rest of the month. There goes
the whole week. It's kind of like a diet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like just because you had like one bad meal, it doesn't mean like you say screw it, I'll start next week. Like just because you had one bad day and you didn't post, it doesn't mean like screw it, I'm not going to do it this week. It means like
pick it up tomorrow.
Each day.
Yeah.
Try again tomorrow, and if tomorrow's a good day, great. If tomorrow's not, then you keep trying.
I remember one lady was like, oh, I already have the month planned out. You know, what do I do? Like, so do I? I'm like, no, keep it planned out, and then add in twice a week.
Yep.
And I'm like, I bet you'll see that content that you do twice a week, in addition to your scheduled out for the month, is going to probably perform better.
Right.
Because it's more organic. It's more of your style.
Yeah.
And you're gonna feel more comfortable, so it's gonna resonate more with your audience.
Yeah. And then we told her, she was like, oh, I want to get up to like however many times a day or whatever. And we're like, test it, right? So maybe do a month. If you can do a month at like every single day, right? Then if you want to do more, do a month where you do twice a day.
Right.
Compare the numbers.
Right.
See if you had any extra reach in posting double the amount of times that you did the first month. And if you didn't, go back to once a month and make, or once a week and once a day. Eventually, again, because that was her normal. She had something scheduled for every single day for the month.
Right.
And if that performs the same, go to the easy route.
Right.
Go to once a day and schedule it out for 30 days. And that's, and any extra you post here and there is just icing on the cake. You don't like the thing that you and me with, slight interjections, because that's what I do.
Just like here.
Exactly. Is just Like, you don't have to be perfect.
Right.
Take out the like overthinking of it. I do the same thing. Like, all these things that we are preaching are things that we struggle with as well.
Yeah. Now, we do have a cheat code in that we have a podcast.
True.
Because
We
this
have the built-in
generates,
content.
this generates enough content for the whole week. But we also don't just stop at that.
Right. Well, and that's why we definitely need to not stop, because we were kind of using it as a crutch to a certain extent of like, oh, we're posting every single day with the podcast. But like, we're posting every single day with the podcast, but not on my Riley Black Designs page. It's on the Riley Black Project page. And that doesn't have nearly as much followers or engagement on it. So like, it's kind of going into like an echo chamber to a certain extent. Like, every once in a while, there'll be one that kind of like gets a little bit more likes and views than normal. But we definitely did use it as a crutch of like, oh, I don't really need to. At least I have, the podcast is posted. And it's like, well, yeah, but we need more than that. And same with the studio.
Yeah.
We were like, we did a podcast episode, a local one. And we have that post, every single day. So we kind of got lazy in the additional content, because unless our story is all we do is podcasts, we shouldn't only post the podcast. We need to post additional stuff.
So I chopped up clips from my talk, mostly the answers to their questions. Yeah. And that's going out on our Red Black Studios. And those are doing really well. It shows us from a different light, and it has also changed kind of our mindset going into 2026 as far as like what 100%. We want to do. We're going to lean into, so last year we leaned into podcasting more. Yeah. This year, I think we're going to lean into more content creation.
So I'm going to speak on that a little bit, because for me, and then you can kind of share like what it was for you. But 2025 for me was a really strange year. There was a lot of good, but there was a lot of not so great, right? And I think that's pretty typical for most years, right? But I was in this weird spot where like, I still do Silhouette. I still use Silhouette Studio every single day. But this last time that I taught at Next Level and I taught Silhouette for lasers, it felt like that was the last time I was teaching it.
Yeah.
And not that I didn't get like, good feedback, not that people didn't walk away with something. There was just something about it that it was like, my heart isn't in that anymore. Like, I still want to help people with it. I still plan to, do tutorials when I can think about it. And hopefully in the moment, if I'm making something and, this could be helpful to someone, I'm going to, try to turn on the screen record and, still turn it into something. Or when and if people ask me a question, that's often when I turn it into a tutorial for YouTube, and those do well. Because if someone has that question, it's common that somebody else has it as well. But I was in this, but it put me in this weird spot of kind of like an identity crisis, right? Because, we have the podcast and we have, the income from patrons and our ads and that kind of stuff. And we have keychain thingies, and, we did well at Next Level. Yeah. But then it was just like, everything was kind of down across the board. Right. Like when with several streams of income, your hope is that when one goes down, another one kind of comes up. Yeah. And when they're both down, it's hard or all of them are down, it was like, oh crap. And then add on the identity crisis of, I don't know if I want to be the Silhouette for Lasers teacher anymore. Because, I mean, you guys know it's no surprise that I have a lot of anxiety. And if you've been to one of my classes, it may not necessarily be apparent that I'm nervous and that, but like before, I'm a wreck before I get up there, and it's always until someone has that light bulb moment that I like chill out. Yeah. But it depends on how long that light bulb moment takes for me to like chill out or get comfortable. And I'm like, why am I doing this if it stresses me out?
Right, if your heart's not
so
into
much,
it.
Right. And that's what it felt like this last time.
And not a good stress, right?
No.
Because you also feel the same way right before we do a podcast live in front of people.
Oh, yeah.
You feel the same way.
But that, yes, was different, because at the end of the podcast live, I feel better. Right. I feel rejuvenated. Right. I feel like, that was worth it. I love our people. And like, that wasn't the feeling I had after this last Silhouette for Lasers. And, I don't know if like it was the timing of the class. I don't know if all the people who had been to next level in
Right.
the past had already taken my class, so they didn't take it again, or who knows what the reason
and
was.
also leading up to it, you were struggling with that class because you didn't want to do more of the same.
Yeah, I didn't want
and you
to.
didn't exactly know how to level it up for people.
I didn't know what
without
level they were
speaking
going to be at.
over their heads, right?
Trying to make it not too basic, but not too
Right.
over their head. If they had been there before, I was trying to find new things to show them so that they're not like, oh yeah, you
Right.
showed me that last year and the year before and the year before, right?
Right. Or at least have that. Well, maybe they don't say it to you, but they have that. Well, oh, this is just like last year.
Yeah, it's just the same class that you did last
Right.
year. Different project, but same class. And
Right.
and I went out of my way to make sure that wasn't it, but, still. So
Right.
anyway, I was in this weird spot of like, where do I fit in, right? And, okay, sure, we still have keychain things and we still have podcasts, but that wasn't like paying the bills enough.
Right.
We needed more.
Yeah.
And then we started doing physical products and started doing like some craft shows and stuff, but that was still so new that like it wasn't like really my lane per se.
Right. The Riley Black Project is sponsored by Monarch Pine.
Monarch Pine is your trusted source for premium laser blanks and jewelry findings. From large loop earring hooks made specifically for acrylic and wood earrings to laser-tested stainless steel necklace and bracelet blanks, they have everything you need to bring your creative ideas to life.
As a maker, you know the value of quality supplies. And that's exactly what Monarch Pine delivers. Whether you're crafting as a hobby or running a full-time business, their products make it easy to design confidently and create stunning pieces.
Head to monarchpine.com and use code RileyBlack to get 10% off your order. Riley Black patrons get an even bigger discount, so don't miss out.
While you're at it, join the Monarch Pine Craft Supply Insiders Facebook group. It's a vibrant community where makers share tips, inspiration, and their incredible creations.
Monarch Pine, where your creativity takes center stage. Visit monarchpine.com and use code RileyBlack today.
Not tomorrow. Today. Are you tired of spending hours cutting, painting, and assembling laser products? Look no further than the Crazy Laser Dad's Laser Ready Blanks.
Their high-quality blanks are expertly sourced and tested and ready to use on your laser. Say goodbye to the hassle and frustration of time-consuming projects and hello to more time creating and selling.
Plus, with their wide selection of items, you'll surely find the perfect blank for your customers.
Visit crazylaserdad.com today and take your laser crafting to the next level with their laser-ready blanks. And so when we went to this event, I didn't, when you go as a teacher or, I don't know what else to call it, an influencer or laser celebrity or, I got to figure out another word for that.
It was so weird. Just to talk on that on that part. When we were all sitting in the panel, and Heather was talking about how she has some of like the top people in this. I'm like, and I look across, I'm like, Emily's here,
right?
Like that
us.
mom with a laser, but I'm like, not us. I'm like,
and we are, but we aren't. Like, I want you guys to know that like we are so normal with you, right? Like November and December were shit as far as sales. Okay, so don't ever think that like this is pretty. But it's already paid for. Like, it doesn't mean we have a lot of money.
Well,
like, we struggle
part.
Like the rest of them.
That
Which
part.
The house?
The roof. Yeah.
Yeah.
The house. That continues to need payments.
Yeah, it still needs payments.
Which is the
right?
hard.
The hard part.
That's the hard part.
We want to stay homeowners.
Yeah.
So, I just want to say that, like, when you come up to us and you're asking us a lot of questions, we may know more, but we struggle I told him this year we need to do less knowing what to do and more actually doing it.
Right.
Because we're guilty of knowing exactly what we should be doing.
Should be, yeah.
And not doing it or not doing it like we should, right? Like kind of mailing it in, doing just enough, So we both fell in love with the content creation side, which for us, in order to not be complete hypocrites, means we need to record more content.
Right. Which I've been ramping up. I've been ramping up on Riley Black Studios only because I've felt that.
Yeah.
So we did have that conversation, like we need to start doing more or whatever.
Yeah.
And my big thing for this year was I wanted to start following up. Are you good? You can fall off the chair?
Well, I was adjusting on the chair, and then I had the dizzy.
The spinnies.
But I'm good. Everything's fine.
Following up was like a big thing. So I started
we're both terrible at follow up.
I was great as far as posting for Riley Black Studios in all the Facebook groups, the local Facebook groups. But I would just like basically like post and ghost, right? Like I would post in there and then that's it. So I made the conscious decision of going in through the post of all the comments and liking them. And if there was a comment that I could make that was not like, hey, hire me. It was just like, hey, love this or love that. I was doing that. And then,
like everyone tells you to do.
Right.
Interact
so
with your community.
I almost immediately saw great feedback. And I mean, much to my posting every day, people knew who we were. Oh, and they were like,
did we talk about the validation of going to that last event?
We touched about it on the life update.
Yeah, we had like 5 different people come up to us and either have recognized our content. That reminds me. Did you reach out to that lady?
Which one?
Speaking of follow up, she gave me her card. She does inspections.
Oh no, because you didn't give me her card, but we will.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
I did.
I don't know. I was waiting.
We definitely need to because she really wanted to. Yeah. So we dropped the ball on that one.
But there's been so much follow up that I mean that's kind of gonna happen. But yeah, I've been following up and I've been seeing like results almost like right away.
Yeah.
And then so that was like validating. Like okay, I really do need to follow up.
Yeah. And not just once. Not just sending them an email and being like, hey, I'm so-and-so, or if they said they were interested, like you making that first like thing. If they don't reach out, like try again in a couple weeks or a month. Now, like 2 is probably my max. Who's that?
Huh? I don't know.
Pause.
Oh, it's my personal.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Not pause. So, side note, do we tell them?
We'll get into it. Let's just continue with this thought.
Anyway, there's a reason why we had potentially had to answer the phone.
Follow up.
Yeah, just the follow up of like, if you hear something like, if it's not like book me now, then follow up again. Or if they tell you, hey, let's reconvene in a month, you actually reconvene in a month.
Right.
So yeah, just the follow-ups are huge. One, it shows that you're reliable. It shows that you want the work.
Right.
Like who wants to like chase down someone you want to do?
Right. I want to give you my money. Right. I don't want to chase
like
you.
I want to give you my money, but I want
you
to make it easy.
Like I'm willing to give it to you, but I'm gonna hold on to it for as long as I can.
Right. Exactly.
And you better show up before I spend it somewhere else. But
no, the if someone else shows up into their inbox or at an event, they're gonna go with them first.
Right. And the follow for me, the hard part wasn't like just being lazy, like I'm not gonna follow up. It was very like it's almost like analysis paralysis, because like I didn't want to come off salesy. I didn't want to do the whole like I didn't know how to like just say, hey, remember that thing we spoke about? You still interested? Like, you know what I mean? Like that was, so I'm better at that. I'm getting better at that. And then, talking to, to the group this past week and then seeing them like almost instantly.
Oh my God.
Actually doing what we, like the
so
certain
motivating.
Tweaks, and then they come up to us. Not only do they say like, oh, I went live from the lobby, or
several people did,
or like I posted, or like I showed I just blanked on her name, Maria. I showed Maria because she was interested in edits, because I had talking about Instagram edits. And the templates, because she has a hard time, like, what to do with the pictures. And it's not like, well, there's these templates that you just like literally drop and post. Right. And it has the timing for you. It has movement. So she saw it and she posted, I think she posted 2.
Nice.
Like she posted 1. So I showed it to her before my talk. She went ahead and posted 1. Nice. And then I think she posted another one that night later on.
That's awesome.
And then people were coming in and like showing us their like results,
their insights, right? Yeah. So where it shows like how far reach it got, how much interactions, impressions, all that stuff. And like I had several of them send me a screenshot, because I was just so proud of them for posting, and then seeing their face of like the post like doing
Yeah.
well. Obviously,
Right.
not every single post is going to do well.
Right.
But like they acted on it immediately, and many of them were getting the immediate reward
Right.
of
Right.
getting some interaction on a page that they probably neglect more than they would like. And then they see how easy that is, and you get that kind of like good feedback, and then it just motivates you to do it more.
And then like the first
So-
day back in the group chat, I saw like it was like 3 people posting like I'm going live, like
Yeah.
that hadn't gone live before, or it's been a long time since they've gone live.
Well, and then the best part of it, right, is that they're like the support system, right? Because a lot of them have been in her program for
Right.
several years, or they're in it, right? And what they were doing was, because who wants to go live and talk to nobody and
Right.
be alone? It's
Yeah.
awkward if you don't have talking points. Like we gave them tips on like how to make the lives like less awkward, invite your friends,
Right.
kind of like I've done with Bree and Jess a couple times.
Right.
If I know I'm going live somewhere and I want to make sure I'm not literally talking to myself, I'll be like,
Right.
hey, can you guys attend this? And
Right.
then we'll
Jump in
talk
the
to
comments,
each other
yeah.
in the comments,
Yeah.
And so other members of the Raising Makers group were joining the other people's lives so that they
Yeah.
weren't alone, so that they
Right.
had views, they
Yep.
had comments,
Yep.
they had they just weren't
Two
alone.
of them did a project together.
Yeah.
So that they were like back and forth,
That was
and
really cool.
occasionally looking back at the comments. And I watched. We were in a therapy session, so I had it live
the
just
kids,
to.
yeah.
I went live just to be like, hey, I'm on mute, but I see you,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna watch the replay.
Yeah.
And then when I watched the replay, they're like, "Oh, John's in here keeping us accountable and this and that." And it was great.
I love it.
But yeah, just seeing them take action almost immediately and seeing those. And listen, no one went viral
No.
overnight, but they did see like
Someone made
they saw
$3
they saw interaction right.
on their monetization, and that's a lot if
Yeah.
you know about like one lady, I think she made like a dollar or 50 cents
Mm-hmm.
or something on a post, and if you know how hard it is to make anything on those
Right.
posts, like that's a happen post if
Right.
you made that much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so there was that. There was another one who had gotten hacked before and couldn't get a hold
yeah, and
of
got it.
anyone.
She-
So I was like,
Yep.
so she was like, I'm like, yeah, that's something you're definitely gonna have to get a hold of somebody.
Yeah.
And she had spoken to a few like social media managers or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and no one could like really help her. Because she wasn't allowed to boost or allowed to run any ad campaigns.
right, because she was on like
And that
restriction.
was something. Yeah, and that was something that I spoke about, like running ad campaigns behind overperforming content. So she's like, I can't do that because I've been hacked. And I said, that's definitely someone you want to contact. You want to contact that Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
So I said, are you verified?
Yeah.
And she said that she wasn't verified. And I'm like, well, I don't know if it's retroactive,
Right.
but I do know that they have systems in place to prevent that hacking.
Yeah.
So maybe if you get verified, almost like the old school like TV insurance
Yeah.
scam where your TV would break, so then you go to like buy the Sears insurance
Right.
and then say, "Oh, my TV broke," kind of thing.
Right.
Like, go ahead and get verified, and then be like, "Hey,
Hey,
I
can
think
you help
someone,
me?"
yeah, I just tried to boost this post and it's not letting me.
Right.
There's something happened. So sure enough, she got a hold of somebody, and they started working on it that night.
Yeah.
So like she came back, she's like, we started working on it. Unfortunately, we had to hang up or whatever,
Right.
but at least I got a hold of somebody,
Yeah.
and we're
was
working
in
on
the
it.
process of
So
fixing it. Yeah.
it was great seeing them actually like take that, because a lot of people, you hear all this advice on content creation, but
Right.
you don't start doing it.
Right.
And the fact that they were there and they actually did it was great, and kind of like really like boosted us, like, oh, like this is something we should do.
Yeah.
Both actual content advice that we're giving and like doing more of the workshops.
Yeah.
So comment workshop below if you want to join.
So yeah, we've already planned a couple more talks
Yep.
later this year, so you'll see those.
So be on the lookout for that.
And it won't be the same talk. We're going to tailor it to the audience,
group,
to
yeah.
who's there, to what's going on at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, teaching with you is really similar to the podcast. I
Right.
have less anxiety with it because I don't feel like I have to shine by myself.
Yeah.
Actually, honestly, it's much like these lives. When you're on a live with a friend, it's a lot easier than when you're on a live by yourself. And so for that, like if I struggle with something or, don't know what to say next or don't know how to answer something, you can, and
Right.
vice versa, right?
We could also contradict each other because we did at one
We
point.
did. Well, and
between,
it
I
just
think
shows
it was,
the different.
what, the stories and reels or something. I think it was.
I don't remember what it was.
Because I think you were telling her like post it as a story. I'm like, I'm gonna give you a little flack on that. I'd rather post it as a post, and then share it as a story.
Yeah.
Thing, but yeah. So we can contradict each other as well. I mean, it's just
depending on what it is, we can say, well, I think this and he thinks that, and then that kind of shows you like, okay, which reasoning makes more sense to you, or which way were you going, and maybe that like helps you, or maybe his explanation makes more sense to you, so then you go that way, or So I'm excited to see what this year looks like. We're definitely shifting how we do things. We're going to do, we as in mostly him, as far as like content for laser events. So conferences and stuff, he'll be doing content for the vendors. They spend so much money on these booths. They need to make sure to turn it into content. But if you've ever been a vendor at one of these booths, it's insane. Yeah, like setting it up. It's the customers. There's like a flood of customers. You don't really have time to think about content and testimonials and getting interactions and new product spotlights. Now I do see those, so they usually sometimes I think find time for those, but the conferences are just crazy. So if you can pay someone else to do the content for you, so you don't even have to worry about it, like that's a bonus, right? So we'll be doing more of that. I'm the behind the scenes girl, or I get the stuff just to supplement what he already does.
Well, you get the video for my own content,
right? Of him shooting,
right? Because it's like I can post snippets of what I've shot, but it's really just a highlight reel of whoever I'm working with. Right. It's never like really of myself, because I can't shoot myself while I'm shooting easily. That right. It's just hard. Yeah. At least without a drone following me around while I shoot.
That can be arranged.
It can be, and I'm looking at some of those already. But yeah, so you're my behind the scenes, my content. Riley Black Studios content is shot by Crystal. Yeah. Pretty much.
And then I do some myself. I'm pretty comfortable with my phone. I'm somewhat comfortable with the DJI. And so there can be, again, things that I can supplement with, and then I have like a little bit less pressure for it to be awesome, because I can play around more, right? Because mine is just extra, and so every once in a while I get like a really cool shot, and I'm like, look what I got, and I'm like, all proud of it, because I'm like learning stuff, and I watch him all the time, right? So then I turn around and do it, and I'm like, look, I'm a little John. Yeah. But yeah, so look out for that. Yeah. If you are attending or running any laser events and you want someone to come film it, record it, make a recap video, or anything like that, let us know, because we'll be doing a lot more of that here, almost potentially at capacity for APA.
Almost.
So that's kind of crazy.
I have a few. I have a meeting, and then a couple, and then I have two more that I really want to reach out to, that I think is gonna go well, and then we'll be at max. Yeah. And then won't be offering anymore for APA. Yeah. Just because not you don't want to
oversell.
I don't want to. I want to have time to be able to dedicate to the ones who have like entrusted me in handling their video and their booth, right? So I want to be sure that I can dedicate the time. It's only a 3-day event, right? And not even a 3 day; it's like a 2.5, because that last day is like a half day.
Including networking and the things that we have to do while we're there,
right? So I just want to be able to dedicate the time to them and give them a really good product that they can use throughout the year. And then Riley Black Studios is also going through a change. We have to vacate the space we're in because they need their office back.
Side note.
Yeah.
Is JR going to run?
No, I don't think so. Okay. Because it's already 4:15. He's going to be late.
So we have to leave. I think we told them, right? That I think we told them that was a possibility.
Yeah, we might have.
But we have put in an application at a new, bigger place. Yeah. And we have this sun on my neck.
Oh, yeah, because we're not recording at night, but we're recording in the afternoon.
But we have a new application in for the new place, and we don't know if we're going to get approved. We hope so. but we might not, because we don't have a ton of rental history. They only have like 6 months
Right.
commercial rental history in front of
Yeah.
us. So we'll see. So although I will be sad if we don't get it, so it's basically like overhead, bigger possibilities,
Yeah.
hopefully more room for income, but then it's also overhead, more responsibilities, whatever. So if we get declined, I'm going to convince myself that it means, okay, less overhead, then we'll end up closing the studio portion of our business. And we do have a couple leads of places we can use to record when we need in studio stuff. That'll obviously require more like setup and, it might be a different place each time or who knows. But, we don't exactly want to be a mobile podcast studio. But we'll see. We'll just kind of see how things go.
We'll play by ear. If we get it, we have great plans for it. We're gonna hold networking events, possibly content workshops, and a bunch of other like fun stuff that we can find. To do. We'll have selfie walls. We'll have a space for photographers to rent.
I'll have
product
my laser
photography.
stuff in there.
Yep, and then
all
we'll
my
have
replica studio surfaces. They can use those.
for product photography, and then we'll have 2 sets to choose from for podcasting shows. But if we don't, then it means that this travel stuff is probably going to take off, which is why the universe didn't give us the space.
Right. That's what we're telling ourselves, right? That it's a positive. Whichever way it goes, and it's just going to work out the way that it's supposed to. Which for most things in our life have typically gone that way. So we're just, we've always told ourselves we're never going to really force it, right? If we get a bunch of pushback, we're not going to like try and like force it to happen, whatever. And so if we don't get it, we don't get it. But it seems promising, so. Cross your fingers
crossed,
and we'll hopefully the next episode we will have an update either way by then. And
we're already excited. We're already off to a jam-packed travel. We've already secured
so APA
Jamboree.
in February. We had the event that we just got back from in January. Then March, we will be at the Michigan Maker Summit that Blake and with a little bit of assistance from David are running. And then May is the Jamboree, Kim and Garrett's Jamboree. August will be Next Level. If I really, really, really want to go to UV Energize this year.
Same.
And if I need to go by myself, I'll go by myself, but hopefully we can both come. There's now a week in between.
Right. So we should be able to, hopefully if we have the studio and it's not like going crazy, hopefully we'll be able to both be able to make it to UV Energize.
So, it's already packed, but we're making sure that, so we went on 12 trips last year. They weren't all work, but we went on 12 trips last year. And this year we're being more selective in where we go and in making sure that like we're not overexerting ourselves with booth space or being a vendor or whatever. And then also making sure that if at all possible that it's also a paid gig, because some of those were paid gigs, but some of them were not. Some of them were just straight networking, and that's not a bad thing, right? There's definitely has its place, and the networking that we did at those events did facilitate some of the current jobs we have right now as far as content creation. And so not that they weren't beneficial, but this year we have to be more, selective in which ones we choose and make sure, okay, does this trip actually make sense for my business? Not beyond just the possibility of networking. So, I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to take you all along with us.
Yep.
I'm excited for an even year, 2026. I like my even numbers. And
it happens every other year.
yeah, here's to hopefully not getting sick still.
Yeah.
Keeping that going.
Yep.
Being sick less.
Keeping the health journey alive.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll be a few LBs lighter next time you
Right?
see us.
Yeah.
And
That's the goal.
Yeah. And I'll have a camera in my hand.
He will. And I'll have my phone or the DJI following him around as the behind the scenes girl. So we got new shirts for Riley Black Studios. And I was going to put the BTS girl because, behind the scenes girl, but not everyone knows what BTS means. And I'm like, they're not going to really, are they going to know what that means?
Or they're going to think you like an Asian boy band.
Right, exactly. So I did, so his says film crew and mine says film crew groupie. So I'm like the assistant, but then like if we have to talk to somebody or send emails, it's probably me kind of thing.
Sometimes
so, he's done a lot
Chat
better.
GPT now.
It's done a lot better. And when he's about to respond to something, I'm like emotion, add some emojis, not emojis. You do add some, but like exclamation points, like, when someone says I'm excited and you say same period. Actually sound excited in text. So
yeah, emotion in text is hard. For me.
But we're leaning into where we're comfortable. We've gotten a lot of great feedback of like working together and how that comes off and like what we put out. And so we're doing more of that. So you'll be seeing a lot more of John Aguila from Riley Black Studios this year.
Yeah, and I mean we're still making stuff because we have the 2 lasers now, and it's still a lot of fun with the tumblers and using the fiber here and there.
Yeah, I like that.
And
like
the
it keeps me using lasers. Actually,
not to be mentioned yet.
Yeah, I enjoy making some things now, and I love helping out my local, shirt shop. And they're amazing. So it doesn't actually feel like work. Every time we go in there, we get stuck in there because we talk to them for like 30 minutes.
Right.
So it's kind of really like the perfect,
relationship.
Yeah. And right now I'm not getting a lot of custom orders. I'm trying to more be like, this is what I want to make and sell.
Right. This is what I have. Here you can buy this.
Maybe I'll let you like customize a name.
Right.
But I'm trying to not do too much customs because they're so time consuming. And then you have to charge $1 million for them, and then people don't want them because they're $1 million.
Right.
I look like it's like going for the jugular.
Yeah, it is. So I guess
like, cut it off.
It's a good place to cut it off.
Literally. But yeah.
Well, thanks as always, for supporting us, following us on this crazy adventure that is the Riley Black Project. And I think that's all the show we got today.
Yep.
This whole thing was a life update. So the life update's not coming up next.
We're
done.
See you next week. We will actually have a guest next week.
Will we?
Yes.
You'll just have to stay tuned.
And the next week.
And the week after that.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Maybe we're all done. The Riley Black Project. Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.
Wait, hold on. Nino, I'm recording.